Z's bro checking in. Welcome back to the late day wrap up where we have plenty to discuss, as I haven't done this for about a week now, taking a little bit of vacation, going snowboarding and all that good stuff. But now we're back to analyze all of the nonsense in this world, of which today we're going to be focusing on, of course, DXY, major markets like SPY and Nasdaq futures, and a little bit of Bitcoin follow-up as well. And I don't know, maybe a euro dollar in there as well. So with that said, I would like to wish you the best and the happiest. As always, though, if you want the more in-depth Z's bro analysis, sorry. Go check out this morning's video, as it's going to be about 30 or 40 minutes of straight up Bitcoin and friends. So with that in mind, we're going to start off with DXY to get the general bias on these major markets, of which we did hit our 21 exponential moving average target on the weekly, not yesterday, but last week at the end of the week, now rejecting from that region. And what would I say about this? I'd say that we're essentially still playing within the same sort of territory that we did see over the past 2 months now, I think it is, of which this does still offer up the opportunity that this actually could be a macro reversal. I really want to see it bake between this 91.5 region, 91 closing region and 89.75 region to the downside for about 3 months plus is what we typically do see on the macro if there is going to be a bit of a bottoming action. As you do see back on over here in February 2018, it takes about 3 months before the big old macro reversal. Macro reversal before that was July 2011, about 3 months as well. Same thing over here in 08, same thing over here on the macro reversal in 95 and 91, and of course many more that we don't actually have information for. So looking at it right now, I would still be looking for this one to likely come back down to the bottom side of this whole range, which would be again between about 89.75 to 89 even, or sorry, not 89 even. That would be 90 even to 89.75. Basically, this horizontal right here can get wicks below, can obviously can get wicks below, but as long as we don't see any closures below, I still look at this as potentially a macro bottoming region. And if it does start to break below this region, that's when I do look at this as likely to produce the next leg down. Targets would be 89 and beyond to the downside. It's going to look pretty fucking bad. And to be fair, there are a lot of bad things on the weekly right here. We do have a death cross that, happened obviously about 2-3 months ago. So it is still taking hold of price action. More importantly, we do see that weekly RSI is doing what here? We did have a little bit of bullish divergence coming off the low. That's already played out though to the 21. That's our easy move right there. I don't see any hidden bearish divergence on the other side. So that would be 1 point in the court for potentially still putting in a bottom right here. Momentum oscillators also looking like they do want to try a little bit of a turn up from this region as well, as long as we close the weekly above 87.5. So basically, as it says, as long as you don't see like an actual break of the structural range below 89.75, still more or less okay. Although I would say that this is not looking like the picture of health and fitness, to be fair. So with that in mind, I'd be looking for some range in action. Short term, however, on the daily, downside definitely implied. Momentum also is turning southward. Daily RSI getting some hidden bearish divergence right there, or actually did it? Technically, no. Sorry, I apologize. That is not correct. But ultimately, yes, I would be looking for the daily to come back down somewhere around about $90 base, and probably try out a short term bounce from there. Anyways, moving on. Let's go into. Let's just start with Nasdaq, I guess. Nasdaq putting in a little bit of a local high. I do still have a bullish bias on this overall, as we have still almost just well, would you say that target was met? I said 13,800 target. We got to 13,769.25. I mean, maybe this is your, this likely is your pullback from that region, so fair enough. Coming down to the 4-hour 21 exponential moving average right here, actually about to confirm some regular bearish divergence. I probably would be looking for this one to travel a little bit lower. Next sort of bounce region is I'd be looking for is about 13,550-ish region alongside the 55 exponential moving average right there. Ultimately, though, I am still long-term bullish on this for the higher-term timeframes. Lower-term timeframes, though, are going to be playing out that pullback after, I would say, we essentially hit the target that we had in for the long-term at the, I believe it was the 2618. Hold on, let's go confirm. Yes, 2618 right there. A little bit of a front round, but pretty damn close to begin with. So let's go over and check out SPY futures as well. I'd imagine it's going to be about the same thing, of which we can confirm right here. Yes, so we did certainly hit our 39 and 25 target. Looks like we actually got $3 above on today's wick, so that has been met. We did say a pullback likely from that region. I think that's exactly what we're seeing right now. Do I think that it tries a little bit of a short-term bounce from here, similar to NAS? Probably yes, but ultimately I do think that the short-term timeframes travel a little bit lower, somewhere around the 55 exponential average. We do have bearish divergence almost confirmed here on the 4-hour, and 4-hour momentum also is turning down at the same time. Usually going to produce a little bit more of a move on that, but I would be looking for a bounce on this region. And again, same thing as Nasdaq futures. I am overall bullish. Moving on into, I guess it's Bitcoin time now, or is it? No, gold. Yeah, that's right. We look at gold here too. All right, so let's go see what these shiny, shitty rocks are doing. And yes, we did get the bounce off this 1775 region from last week. Very fucking good right there. Sorry, not 1775, but 1785. Getting my numbers all mixed up here. Now popping back up to the 21 on the weekly. I haven't even talked about this for a week now, so this is all, I guess, well, now it kind of looks like hindsight, but if you reference the videos from the last few weeks, you can kind of see that that analysis playing out. As far as the lower term timeframes go, do I have any specific you know, I don't really have an opinion on this actually on the lower term timeframes. This is neither bullish nor bearish to me. To me, this is your obvious bounce right here, back above the 21 on a weekly closure above 1855. Yeah, it can probably be bullish again for a move back into like 1950 and perhaps beyond. But for right now, I would be a little bit careful with this one. The obvious thing to me though is above. It might not even be 1855. Let me see. Okay, yeah, it is 1855. 1855 on a weekly closure. I would be bullish on this one once again, but until that happens, I have no call either which way. I don't see any divergences here. They give me a bias on this structure, so technically speaking, you should be bearish off that. But I'm neither bullish nor bearish on this one. I only get bullish if we close above 1855, and I look at that as actionable. Until then, I look at this as just, well, the easy trades have already kind of played out, and it's time to wait a bit. Anyways, moving on into Bitcoin time. Is it Bitcoin time? Okay, so Bitcoin did come down exactly as predicted. The Z's bra analysis. Oh my god, what is my life? Okay, so this morning's video we did say likely pull back down to anywhere between 44 and 45,000 bucks, perhaps even 44,500 to be exact. And what do you know, we got 44.3 low on the day thus far. I would be looking for a bounce anywhere around the 21 on the 4 hour here. We are seeing bearish divergence kind of populate, very very similar chart by the way to NAS and SPY in the short term time frames. And I would be looking for a bounce at this level as well. See if there's anything else kind of coming around that region. 12-hour 10 simple, right below 43. Do I think that this could wick a little bit lower? Yes, absolutely. But I do want to be on record as saying that I'm not looking at this as like a local high for a long-term trade. Just short-term, medium-term. I'm not necessarily bearish off this to say the least. I am looking for continuation actually to the upside based off these regions. So essentially kind of same thing as this morning's video, except now we're actually kind of seeing the move in front of our very faces. I think that it spends a little bit of time kind of wicking around this region, maybe even right down to 43,000 as well. But ultimately, I would be looking for bounces around this region, and then we'll come back and analyze it tomorrow. Now, there is one major thing that I would say if this does happen, then the short-term the more medium and long-term bullish bias off this formation is going to be a little bit called into question, and that would be this. Any sort of a 4-hour closure below the structure right here at about 43,200, that would be a bit problematic and would imply price action does come back down below 43,000 bucks, or sorry, not 43, but 40,000 bucks in general. So that is a $3,000 trade, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, and the lower term timeframes actually are all a little bit, a little bit in motion right here. By the way, so we did get, or sorry, I also want to follow up on this morning's video as well. We did get that hidden bullish divergence call right here that did give you the move from 46 all the way to 47.5. Okay, good. So we did get that. I said somewhere back around 48,000, but in this case, close enough, at least in my opinion. Well, a little bit off to be fair. Actually, no, I don't think that one's close enough to be fair. Yeah, I'd pull back on that statement. So again, you know, short-term time frames a little bit lower, but I would be looking for bounce around that region. If structure is broken, though, again below 43.2 on a 4-hour closure, especially even a 2-hour might do this as well. Yes, indeed it will. Then I would be looking for that extension all the way down to about $40,000 base and bounces implied there. At that point, I would not necessarily be medium and higher term time frame bullish. I'd actually want to see, a few other things. I'd want to see it in real time tomorrow first. So with that in mind, I think I'm going to, oh, actually, sorry. Do we have anything to be aware of? Let's go to our secondary charts right here really quick, actually. Okay, I just want to reference this and see if there's anything major. Okay, right. So the daily topside Toronto band is currently hovering around 45,600. If the daily, and this is what I'd leave you on, if in a more serious tone as well, if the daily closes below the 45,600 pivot, basically the topside Toronto band on the daily right here, then I would be looking for a drive down wherever the 9 exponential moving average is coming into tomorrow. So it will naturally rise up a little bit. It is technically around about 40 to 41,000 bucks right now. So I would want to see it in real time once again, but I would be looking for a bounce off that region. On the other end, if Bitcoin does just continue to close above the top side trailing band, then I'm still looking at this as more immediate continuation, and this, you know, this move down to like 44 or maybe even 43 as a major opportunity. So with that in mind, I do want to wish you the best in the haps, the happiest. Take care, and I'm fucking Z's, bro.